That's better.
Welcome, comrades, to yet another episode of the Ardent Pinko Comrade and Friends. Broadcasting to you live from sunny Central Florida, far behind enemy lines, in a beautiful state that is being currently occupied by the hate of the far right. And today on the show, what do we have? Our favorite person in the whole world, Benjamin Netanyahu, has landed in the state of Florida for likely just to go suck on Trump's nuts over at Mar-a-Lago and probably waste lots of taxpayer dollars on security details. Because we know anytime a foreign dignitary comes to the country, it costs us a fortune to do it. And why is he in fucking Florida? He's on vacation. He come here on vacation to spend the taxpayers' dollars to go on vacation at Mar-a-Lago, suck on Trump's balls, take a big old fucking mouthful of his Trump gravy, and they're gonna all fucking cock-dock and jerk off to their grand scheme and plans to continue to dominate the world. Yes. 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 But yeah, I mean, that's just my hot take on it. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So, anyways, tonight on the show, we're going to be getting into some shit. But first things first, the biggest thing that we have a problem with right now is the Kirkification of every single fucking space I walk into. What the fuck is going on with Kirk? Is everywhere I turn, Kirk, LOWKIRKENTOLOGICLOWSTATE, wooda 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 booda booda booda, blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, okay? But we like to start this show off with some lightheartedness and some fun because pretty much all me and my beautiful spouse over here, my beautiful partner, do is sit around and laugh at stupid shit on the internet. Yeah. So let's get right into that, and we'll go ahead and play this stupid clip.
Genuinely, low-key, Kirk.
Let's go back.
Low-key, genuinely, low-key, Kirk, genuinely, low-Kirk, genuinely, low-key, Kirk, genuinely, ontologically.
like-
Low-key, Kirk, Kentologically. Low-key, Kirk, genuinely,
What are we
ontologically,
doing?
flow state. Low-kirkentological low state.
I think we got it.
Low-key,
And
genuinely.
I don't know if he's sure about it. I mean, I don't know what to say. This seems to be the fucking thing right now. It's like low key, low Kirk, low this, low that. Fuck. I mean, how fucking ironic that a mouthpiece for the far right who unironically gets assassinated for supporting the same exact ideology that the person that assassinated him already had would become the butt end of memes and social clicks and, a fucking song, multiple versions of a song. Like, what a legacy, Charlie Kirk. Fuck. Man, you'd be so proud if you hear, it's kind of fucking gay, actually. And your wife, she doesn't give a fuck. She don't care. She's off sucking on JD Vance. And you're dead, and now you're the fucking butt end joke of LOWKIRKENTOLOGICLOWSTATE. Now, that's what you've been essentially, fucking boiled down to at this point. Boiled down to nothing other than some internet lore or some fucking cultural memes. It's crazy. But, yeah, so there you go. Oh, this one. This one's really good. We got to do this. We got to go back on this one, though. Okay. All right, work.
And I saw a trend that you have to tell me if you guys have seen. It's man on the street interview, right? And they'll go up to people and they'll ask a question.
Yeah.
The question they were asking was, if you got $100,000 a back shot, how many back shots would you receive?
Unlimited.
Oh, let's stop it right there. That's the point I'm going to go here. Okay. Yeah. Thoughts, chat? Chat, what do you think about this? Because wasn't he really quick, Hassan, buddy? I've been talking about this for a while now. He was really quick to say unlimited. Okay. Not that there's a problem with that, because I would take unlimited back shots for $100,000 a shot too, for sure. But essentially, we got Will here. Austin's little boyfriend, Will. And he goes in a very extensive description of how he would have his asshole surgically widened to fit more little dicks in there so he could take more back shots for $100,000 a back shot. Well, I just want to remark on this for the simple fact that I actually was a sex worker for years, so I have a little more experience with this than probably they do. But the fact that valid, yes, very valid. W, win, right? And fucking I think it's fucking interesting how quick he was like unlimited. Hassan Piker, how do you feel about taking back shots for $100,000 back shot? And Hassan's answer: unlimited. Okay, now it all sounds good. Let me tell you, this sounds good until you start taking cocks in your ass. And you realize after about 4 or 5 of them in your ass that you're really tired and you're sweating. So I think they're a little overly enthusiastic about how many dicks they could fit in their ass at the same time while getting $100,000 a back shot. That also doesn't include the incredibly disgusting bukkake scene that we're going to have now when they backshot all over them hundreds and thousands of times. Yeah, they don't know. But let's go ahead and watch Austin. Will Byers here. Go ahead and talk about how many Vecna cocks he can fit in his ass. It's fucking really
I was baffled by this trend. Because Hassan quickly and correctly answered the question.
Unlimited.
Unlimited is the correct answer.
Of course.
And all these guys like, 2 back shots so I could pay for my debt.
Yeah.
No.
Once the dick is in one time, you might as well.
Thank you.
You might as well get a fucking timeshare in
I'm
there.
taking unlimited back shots round the clock.
Oh, God. A timeshare? You're getting a timeshare in there. Dude, I bet you could sell a lot of fucking timeshares to some old-ass boomer fucks to park their dicks in Will and fucking Hassan's ass, right? For $100,000 a shot. That's fucking hilarious. That's funny. I think
I am gonna get enough funds to surgically enlarge my asshole,
Yes.
so I can receive more back
be that hard
shots.
to do.
I am going to pay genetically small men with tiny penises to fit more dicks in 10 dicks. After about a year of that, unlimited back shots, I'm collapsing global governments. I'm buying islands. I'm making a fucking ark to go to Mars and start a new society with my back shot money. I'm looking at these young straight men, and I'm going, you don't want it enough.
On his
The
enthusiasm.
lion doesn't worry about how many dicks he takes in the butt. Alexander wept for there were no more back shots to take. It would be like a black hole sucking dick in and piling money up. And that's the correct answer.
I agree. I don't understand. I don't understand why
the
people
Austin, the Austin look. Look at Austin's face right there. That's a face of a man who's a top that feels insecure now. He's like, damn, man, my bottom just served ass on that. I know, poor Austin. Oh. How many dicks can you take in there? Fuck. I will pay genetically small men. Oh, gosh. Poor Austin. Look at that ugly fucking sweater he's got on. Jesus Christ. Where the fuck did you get a purple fucking pop filter for your SM7? That's crazy. Oh, it's funny.
Because like,
And I saw a trend that you have to tell me if you guys have
It's
seen.
fucking funny. It's fucking funny. I laughed my ass off every single time I've watched it. Oh, then I forgot. I snuck this one in the middle of what I was talking about with the Kirkification of the culture right now, and then we got fucking
They play We Are Charlie Kirk. Dude, this is the Radiohead concert.
we are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name.
That's real. I hope they play We Are Charlie Kirk. Dude, this is the Radiohead concert.
We are Charlie.
It's the Radiohead concert. Why are they playing Charlie Kirk? Radiohead. I mean, maybe he should go back and see how many cocks he can take for a back shot. Fucking, how many back shots he can take for $100 grand?
Who, Charlie Kirk?
No, fucking the kid bitching about the Radiohead concert.
Oh.
It's fucking funny.
I thought you were talking about Radiohead.
Oh shit, we need our socially acceptable gay music for our dreidel. Shit. Where is my clip?
Twink music.
Twink music. Yeah, where is it? Where's my twink music? Hey, I got this one.
You
3
gotta
hours of best gay music 2000s.
You gotta have it.
Oh yeah.
Non-copyright.
Yeah.
They got mad at us, but only for that 5 minutes of video.
On what?
Our VODs.
Oh, did we have some in there?
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know. It might have just played automatically.
Copyright free party music. We'll go with that.
Flight SK-84 from New York will be arriving at gate 12.
Gracie?
Yeah.
Took my love.
Snoopy emojis are so cute.
It's giving back to that party. What a gay fucking daddy gear. And got big fucking boots and shit.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, no, it's good, right? Okay, let's do Tradle. Tradle sounds really good right now. What are you thinking? I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit. Where's my Tradle? Oh, there it is. Would you like me to include you in the video?
Sure.
Okay, great. I love it. There we go. Wasn't sure if you were like, if it was giving that yet today for you.
Nobody look at this pie on my eye.
I know, I wasn't gonna say nothing. Now you said something. I was trying to be like, she's so pretty.
It's better if you say it out loud first, I think. Afghanistan. Maybe.
Afghanistan.
Iraq.
Definitely not.
Venezuela.
66.6 billion is getting up there. I don't think it's the Middle Eastern oil job.
I was born to be free.
And to export to the It might be in South America.
Venezuela.
Okay, let's start in Venezuela then. I'm starting in Venezuela.
That's what it makes me think of.
Venezuela. There we go. Let's start there. We'll see how far off we are. We're so far off. We're on the other side of the world.
Okay, perfect.
How about you, chat? Does the chat have any idea what the fuck this is? Now, we're getting a little bit better here. We're getting a little better. Because they're getting bigger, but for a while they were like $34 million of the exports, and they were itty bitty teeny tiny places, and they were about impossible to figure them out. So Venezuela, where else? So I think it is in the Middle East. Let's put in. Kuwait, see how close we are. How's that sound? Ooh, I got it.
No way.
I was thinking Kuwait next. I think Kuwait made sense because it's all refined from oil. Okay. The oil's the biggest. The crude petroleum is the biggest export. Refined petroleum, 14%. Petroleum gas. And then we have coke, which is used to make hardened steel. And then the cyclic hydrocarbons made sense. Fracking. And then sulfur, sulfates, alcohol, ethylene polymer. Polymer is another product of petroleum, refined petroleum. Cars, interesting, all this fucking cranes, and large construction, all this stuff here makes sense because it all goes along with this. So that's kind of why. There you go. Thank you. I had a good feeling about it. I wanted to try. I wasn't sure. I said I wasn't sure it was in the Middle East because I thought maybe it would be a little higher than that. I figured it'd be in the hundreds. But I guess 60. Okay, on with the show. What are we doing here? No more quaint music. Austin and Will, they're on the rocks now. They're having a conversation every night now, and Austin's like, "Oh, Will, I know there's no possibility I can actually satisfy you after the conversation we had the other day, fuck. I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but where were we at? Tradle, YouTube. Oh, housekeeping. Like and subscribe. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't even know how many people's in the chat right now, but here's the deal, right? We've been out of here for just a little bit for a second because we're working on another project. We got like 10 projects we're doing. We got so much that we're doing. So, but this is about to get way more consistent. You're going to be here all the time. And there's going to be a lot of energy put into this stream. So make sure you like this. Just for the background, for those of you who don't know, the stream is inspired from a character in my book, Penny and Your Thoughts, which is a novel that's going to be coming out at some point late this year, probably. It's a transmedia universe, so it has a rock album that's going to be attached to it, a novel series. It'll be at least a trilogy, if not 4 books. And then the rock album itself is music I've been composing for about 5 years now. It's kind of a rock opera, but like think of it as a dirty rock opera, right? And it's a thriller novel, but it's got a lot of a bunch of LGBTQ tropes. Punk rock is a big trope. Sex work, huge trope. And then medical malpractice and medical abuse and sexual abuse. All those things are other tropes that are in there used as a vehicle to demonstrate character arc for my protagonist, Penny Thompson. But in the book, they have a punk rock band and they play at this collective. It's an artistic collective ran by a couple of witches that have a metaphysical store in the front of this big old warehouse where they used to box oranges. And they have an artist collective, so anybody can go there and use the space. Well, they have a band set up there. They have a stage. They do all this stuff. So they're always there, and there's always people like crust punks sleeping on couches and stuff. And there's always people always there, but the Ravina and Meadow are these witches that own it. And they're old school. They go back to the 90s. They used to be big festival goers, so they're big supporters of art and music and all this stuff. And there's a lot of backstory to them, and every one of the characters are hugely and deeply developed. So each character itself is actually an individual universe. Each character could stand by themselves, essentially, in the book of their own. And I did that on purpose because I want a very much expanded universe. But in the band, the bass player, her name's Phoebe Jackson. And so there's Penny Thompson, Phoebe Jackson, and then there's Maxine the drummer. And then, so that's the band. But Phoebe is a radical leftist political activist in the book, and she actually curates the Ardent PinkoComrade+Friends Twitch stream in the book. And she has a zine that she publishes. It's attached to it. Now, I've actually written the zine. The zine's almost ready to go. I'm just finishing formatting it. So, volume 1 of the Ardent Pinko Comrade zine will be coming out soon. And then also along with essentially a comic book series that we've been putting together. And the comic book series is something that she conceived in the book to go with it. So we're breaking the fourth wall with the Ardent PinkoComrade+Friends Twitch stream. We're very serious here. We're talking about real issues, but that's what inspired this. And then also we're breaking the fourth wall with essentially the zine, which the zine will be real life media available, specifically grassroots campaign in my beautiful city here in Central Florida in Orlando. And then, essentially, the rock album is the Lot Lizards, Penelope's Lot Lizards, which is the name of the band in the book. The Lot Lizards name actually comes from a band I had in the 90s, punk rock band there. So that all transfers into the real world through the media, the trans media, if you will, with the record, the zine, the comic book, which is the Red Hammer of Justice, My beautiful spouse, Emily, is one of the most amazing illustrators on the planet Earth. She's an incredibly talented painter, a modern impressionist. She's an incredible artist. She's a wonderful creative partner to work with. And she's created these characters with me. She's brought them to life. Yeah, W Emily, right? That's what I'm saying. Fucking W Emily. But she's brought them to life, and then if you see the character at the end of our intro, with the hammer and sickle cape, that's the Red Hammer of Justice. So that's the character, and the Red Hammer of Justice is modeled after my persona, and then Comrade Greenstar is actually modeled after Emily. So it's a little behind, like, tongue-in-cheek thing there. We like it. It's fun. But that's the story of the stream, and that's how the stream came to be, actually. So there's a lot more here than just a political stream. It's kind of more of a movement that I'm trying to create, but more than anything, entertainment too, because, you know, what's really important in our society is artwork. What's the number one thing the fascists want to do every time they want to control society is they attack art, and they attack books and writing and ideas, because they want to limit our scope of understanding so they can continue to manipulate. You can't manipulate a well-informed person that has deliberation and neuroplasticity to understand conflicting viewpoints and to deliberate their own ideas and fact check people with empirical data and research. But the administration that's at hand, they love manipulating data. They love giving out false statistics or statistics that have been skewed, or they love to present things in certain lights. So we used to call this spin, and they're real big on spin, and they love spin, and it's white, neo-Christo, nationalist, fascist, terroristic propaganda machine of the Trump administration, because that's what they say. It's always so funny, too, how, the terrorists always run around calling everybody else terrorists. But I'm going to go ahead and get on with it. But we're getting close to being affiliate here on Twitch, so make sure you add us and just follow our TikTok. The TikTok's blowing up. It's taking off. I mean, not super fast, but we got some good organic growth. We'd like to stay doing there. I'm going to be doing long form content on YouTube. I want to be doing some essays. I was going to do a Christmas essay. I didn't really get around to it. It's been hectic because we actually are starting an entire other cast in a whole different area that we've been doing. We have, obviously, we're all working on books here and music and everything else that's going on. So there's a lot, but essentially, I'm going to be having that long form content coming with essays, mostly politically based, but anything to do with sociology or understanding of society, that is one of my areas of expertise. I will write essays, and not only will I write the essay, but it ain't going to just be a pure opinion piece. Of course, I'm going to inject my perspective, but it's going to be empirically backed up by actual data. I will cite sources. I will find credible sources, and I will present an argument. So that's going to be the format going forward with that. What else we got? Let's fuck up TikTok. That's a great place to be right now, especially for the shorts. So let's do that. Netanyahu. Oh, come on. Open up. There we go. Netanyahu landing in Florida. Look at this. The wing of Zion aircraft carrying Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Why is my shit just spinning right now?
No, Twitter. That's just an issue with Twitter.
Oh.
Give it time to cook, probably. There you go.
I gave it time to cook. There it is. Kind of looks like Air Force One, but more Zionist. I'm glad you laughed at that, girl. I don't know. I mean, what do y'all think about fucking this shit? I mean, where are they landing at fucking Orlando International? Where the fuck are they landing?
South.
Is this
Orlando-
South?
Or South Florida.
South Florida, so probably like West Palm.
Probably wherever Trump
North
is.
of Fort Lauderdale.
Mar-a-Lago.
Well, Mar-a-Lago's in West Palm.
Right.
They all love West Palm. Demon touchdown. That's good. That's a good one. Yeah. It's really interesting because we just spent millions of dollars for this fucking aircraft to touch down right here. Millions minimum, probably more. Just to touch down. It's security detail. There had to been air security involved here. I think of the airplane fuel that we're burning up right now. Flying probably F-35s around just to fucking try to protect this fucking crazy lunatic that's wanted by the International Court for war crimes, a war criminal, just touched down in our beautiful state of Florida. I feel like the air is tainted. I don't want to be in the same vicinity as this motherfucker. I like the fact he was all the way across the goddamn ocean. Go home, Netanyahu. Go home.
Full. We're full.
We're full. Florida is full, motherfucker. We've been saying this forever. You don't get to come down here. What's next? Motherfucking Trump will have some real estate fucking investment for this guy. Next thing you know, there's a big Zionist fucking goddamn fucking community down here. Fucking be gated. I have a big old fucking Star of David on the fucking gate.
This is the Air Force One if they let Trump decorate the outside.
Yeah, they might as well. Or that he'll just have fucking a big fucking smiling ass gay face of Putin on the side of it. He's like, Daddy Putin, Daddy, is it okay if I be president of the United States of America? Are you going to still let me bottom for you, Daddy Putin? Trump's such a freaking butt fucker. And he's probably butt fucking this dude too. And who knows what they're doing. I mean, we all seen what's going on in the Jeffrey Epstein files, right? I mean, fuck. Son of a bitch. I don't know. I mean, what can we do? We don't have the fucking power because they have the power. That's what I'm talking about. Proletariat uprising, baby. It's about time that the working class started getting something out of this instead of them sitting around fucking saber rattling about a war and then burning up our resources so they can go do some lavish ass fucking shit. They'll probably have a big fucking dinner at the fucking goddamn White House while he's here, and goddamn Elon Musk will probably show up to fucking cockdock with him and fucking spit all over him. And then vice versa. You know, they're going to have some big lavish shit in the fucking gilded Oval Office, which, by the way, looks like shit, Trump. You have horrible fucking taste. Your decorators suck ass. I mean, I don't know what is wrong with conservative people. They fucking are like, what color white should I color my house this week? Is it going to be one of these 15 whites that I chose while I was at Home Depot? They fucking have horrible taste. They didn't know good taste if it hit them in the fucking face. That's why they don't do art. That's why they hate art. And they hate art even more because it questions their perspective in the world, which is inherently incredibly flawed by their radical indoctrination of Christianity and, you know, believing in the flying spaghetti monster flying around and making everything happen for them because their big bearded socialist Jesus is going to come back and save them all from the horrible existence of human life when they're fucking basically sucking everybody dry like a bunch of fucking fleas and ticks, sucking every last drop of blood out of the working class with their fucking pork barrel spending and their lobbyists and their special interests that they try to tell everybody else that's what the Democrats do. Who gives a fuck? What's that? If the world was just the revolution, would have been yesterday?
It's true, right?
Oh, if the world was just. Okay, sorry, there should have been a comma. No, if the world was just, there would have been a revolution yesterday, right? Because, I 100% agree with that. And you know what's really interesting is, we talk about these things and it's like, it's only the scroungers and the hoarders that are the problem, right? They hoard the wealth. They have this old world perspective of scarcity, and scarcity is where they live. They live in this world of scarcity, and they convince all their constituents and their electorate that scarcity is real, and that if you let brown people into the country, then there would be nothing available for them because they took their jobs. They took our jobs. And that's all they fucking talk about, and that's how they get them riled up. That's how they get their base riled, with a bunch of racist bullshit. And then the other thing is then you look at the cabinet Trump chose and put around him, it's like they're all a bunch of fucking neo-Nazi motherfuckers. Stephen Miller is the epitome of a neo-Nazi. He might as well be wearing an SS outfit, walking around with a hat and the little glasses, and fucking, it would be the fucking same. There's nothing different about that guy. Okay. BB gets standing ovation in the U.S. Congress. Great. I bet you the Democrats fucking cheered too, right? Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. What we got? We got a video. Why are we doing this today on our internet?
It's not. It's just this Twitter.
It's just fucking X. X's piece of shit. Hey, Elon, how much fucking are you worth now? Your fucking X is fucked up and don't play videos for fucking
Get
shit.
your twinks on.
Oh, furthermore, Elon Musk, guess what? I pay for your shit and you fucking shadow ban my accounts. Fuck you. How can you charge me and shadow ban me? Kiss my ass. I don't see how the white middle class will be complacent once AI starts taking more and more jobs. Well, I hear what you're saying. I mean, I think they're just going to be like, yeah, we don't care. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Is AI will probably start taking some jobs. But the whole point is now what they're going to do is they're going to replace the people, that the underlings, if you will, the proletariat, the working class, the have-nots. The haves will replace the have-nots with automatons. And that's going to be interesting. But they are going to have a big problem on their hands at securing what they got when the whole world's going to shit in a handbasket. And they don't fucking give a shit about what happened because they're the ones that did it. But
I don't know.
I don't know how they're going to... I don't know how... I mean, if you look... Okay, let's look at something right here, okay? So look at this audience right here, okay? Do you see this? Audience. Okay. It's pretty safe to say that the majority of people right there are white. I would say the large percentage. I think there's some other different skin tones in there, but the majority of it's white. And if you walk into any government building in America and you look at the elected officials, it's going to be inherently white. But, you know, they are catering to their base by making sure that those that have, they keep, and those who don't have, don't get. It's just that fucking simple. It's been a war. They've talked about the war on the middle class for a long time, but I don't think anybody really understood how it really works or what is really happening, right? The stratification of society is breaking down because of capitalism, late-stage capitalism. And then the oligarchs that in this country that have developed are moving us into early stages of neo-feudalism, excuse me. And then that's just the normal move for capitalism. Capitalism will almost always develop into some form of neo-feudalism because when wealth becomes concentrated in a very elite set of people, class, they become the ruling class over the majority. The majority is much, much larger. than they are. So they have to oppress them. And how do they oppress them? With fascism, and martial law and militarism, and a society that's completely surveillance state. These are all things that are actually happening in real time in front of our faces. And then what you're saying, and I'm bringing this back, what you're saying about complacent whites, this is when it's going to happen. When they realize that they're not part of them anymore. They only make them feel like they're part of the cool kids club, so they vote for them. But when it all comes down to the end, they're going to go, you know what? You working white people with the red hats on, thank you for your vote. We love you. Continue to love us. We're going to throw you some scraps of bread from time to time. But you're in the same class as them. Because when there's only two classes, there's the haves and the have-nots, and that's it. And that's where we're heading. And slowly, the de-stratification of society, the removal of upward mobility, the ascribed status of being either poor or rich, that's where we're heading. I don't know. They're a bunch of fucks, and why? Oh my god, X, you suck.
It's
Okay. It's really bad today. I don't know why. Has to be the servers, right?
I know that their video player just sucks.
Someone said our FYP's fucked up earlier because we went to war with Iran. Who said that? I've seen it on a feed somewhere. Oh god. Where are we at? Okay, so I don't know what to say. I mean, of course, the United States is gonna cheer for this fucking guy. Why are they fucking cheering for a guy like that on that level, standing in the government of the United States and our Congress? We should all be really concerned when a foreign leader gets that kind of reception in our government, and we start to have to ask ourselves questions about what kind of influence the Israeli government has on the politics of the United States. And I'm just gonna fucking say that. And they have the fucking irony of it is they have fucking small dick syndrome because they're like this teeny tiny little place, but then they got their big brother America. Their big brother America comes in and protects them every time they have a little problem. And then big brother America goes with little itty bitty brother Israel over to Palestine and decides to genocide an entire group of people with brown skin, and it's just crazy. Yeah, I know all about it. We don't know it's all about the fucking oil. It's always about the oil. Why do you think he wants to go to Venezuela now? I mean, fentanyl's the new weapons of mass destruction. But regardless, we should be really concerned when we see things like that, because nobody should be giving this man a standing ovation in the government of the United States of America and Congress. What the fuck is the matter with them? What the fuck is the matter with them? How dare they? How dare they? He's a war criminal. He's a murderer. And they all are in some shape or form, because we keep sending bombs there. And fucking, they're like smarmy as hell. Every fucking one of them. And you know what? The Democrats really are fucking no better. And this is what I'm trying to say. Everybody's like, vote blue, vote blue, vote blue. You're voting for the same fucking party. Okay? We need to have a far left party that doesn't kiss the ass of Christianity and doesn't suck off organized religion and literally starts to take some humanist principles, so that way we can apply some socialist ideas to our society along with a functional democracy. A functional democracy means there's no gerrymandering. We shouldn't even be talking about gerrymandering. Why are we talking about gerrymandering in our country like it's normal? Hey, everybody, we're going to manipulate everything so that way we can get some extra votes and win the next election. We're going to go ahead and fight over it in court, and we're going to try to get some judge to rule that what we're doing is right. It's so funny how since about 2016 that objective facts all of a sudden became incredibly subjective and that opinions, as long as they're said enough, become facts. Man, I mean, we should know the state that we're in just when we have to talk about flat earthers, okay? We're dealing with the stupidest fucking people on earth that believe in a fake fairy tale god in the sky that's going to give them some kind of divine appointment to go and fuck everybody over and do a bunch of shit. Well, it's been 2,000 years, motherfuckers, and he ain't come back yet, and he ain't coming back. And if he does, you don't want to be around for it because he's a big-time socialist. He'd be really fucking pissed off that you starve some people so that way you can fuck people out of health care. You know, they make me mad. And then on top of that, we got to fucking sit there and kiss this motherfucker's ass while kids are fucking dying in the streets. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dead children, millions of people just dead, gone, bombed to death. And then we got stupid shit going on in Ukraine, Russia invading and doing the same shit. I mean, I don't understand how in 2025 that there's leaders in the world that allow war to even happen or go on. What the fuck is going on where we live in this world of understanding that we have more knowledge we've ever had in our lives and we still think that we need to kill each other? Why don't we all just figure out how to make the place better for fucking everybody and quit catering to this fucking ideology of scarcity and elitism? It's disgusting. And Benjamin Netanyahu is one of the most horrible people that ever lived on the planet. Fucking John Wayne Gacy has less of a fucking reason to have a fucking bad conscience than fucking this motherfucker. And that's saying a lot. 1.9 million Americans are living in their cars right now, but Israel settlers live off our taxes. That seems like a good following, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Emily.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's another X that's just not working today.
I'm sorry.
I guess Iran got X.
Breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle anymore. Groceries are up 25% since 2020. Housing up 45%. Rent declared unaffordable in 98% of U.S. counties.
Sure.
People aren't downsizing. They're being priced out of existence.
Yep.
Right now, over 1.9 million Americans live in vehicles. That number has tripled since 2018, and it's climbing fast. Not because people want adventure, but because the system stopped working for them.
Yep.
Everyone feels it. The pressure, the squeeze, the quiet collapse in slow motion. But here's the part they don't want to talk about. Nomad life is no longer an alternative lifestyle. It's becoming a survival strategy and a movement. Every single day, thousands more join the road. Not homeless, systemless, not lost, unplugged. If you feel like society is cracking, you're not alone. This is the transition era, and you are watching a new America being built on wheels.
Interesting. I mean, that's real. I know there's lots of people living in their vehicles here, right here in our beautiful state of Orlando. Hey, Ron DeSantis, Mr. Puddinfingers in Chief in Tallahassee. Hello, good evening from the Ardent Pinko Comrade. Guess what, dude? You're up there fucking passing stupid ass shit laws like, we can't have license plate frame covers anymore because you want to track us with Flock AI cameras. Essentially, you want to do that, but you can't make sure that the service workers that work at Disney World and at Universal Studios here in Central Florida don't have to live in their cars in the parking lot because they can't afford the $3,000 a month rent for a fucking small apartment where they have to have 8 roommates anyways to fucking survive because you got a monopoly on electricity and power in the state by a company named Duke that is fucking charging out the fucking ass for power, the incredible, unreal rate of automobile insurance, any kind of insurance, homeowners insurance in this state because of your bad, poor policies, your horrible lack of true leadership, your glazing over of your Christian constituents, your fucking ball sucking, of everybody that hates fucking gay people. You're fucking wasted energy and time fucking tearing out crosswalks in Florida because you just have to erase the gay away because you're the most insecure closeted homosexual on fucking earth. Okay? You don't fix any real fucking problems, motherfucker. That's what your problem is. You don't fix any real problems, okay? The real problems is when you have to pay tolls to drive to your fucking job in Central Florida. I'm going to keep on this one because this is the platform I'm going to run on when I run for governor of the state of Florida. Nobody that works in the state of Florida should pay tolls to drive to their job. Period. If you come here on vacation and you're driving a car, you're going to pay the tolls. But underneath my administration in the state of Florida and Tallahassee, no working person in Florida will pay tolls to drive to their job. Period. And matter of fact, you're not going to pay tolls at all if you work and live here in Central Florida, because why would we? I mean, we support the economy here. I mean, it's an investment in the GDP of the state of Florida to make sure that people don't have to give away part of their income to drive to a job to be taxed by the government again. Oh, but there's no state taxes in Florida. Who cares? We don't need state tax in Florida. This is a rich state, okay? What we're going to do, and then they'll be like, oh, but Serafina, how would you possibly pay for these tolls that we lost from giving, a pretty good-sized bone to the working class of Central Florida, specifically contractors. And this is one of the reasons why I get to this, because I used to be a contractor, and I used to give away part of my income to drive my truck to job sites so I could do my job. Okay? And how we're going to pay for it. How are we going to pay for it? They're going to love this. They're going to love this. Check this out. You ready for this? We're going to tax golf. We're going to tax golf. Who plays golf? Not poor people. Nobody that is living check to check is paying for golf. Golf is for people that have extra. It's a luxury. And we're going to put a luxury tax on it. A big one. And we're going to funnel that money back into making sure that we don't have to worry about road upkeep here in our beautiful state of Central Florida. But not more than anything, we need to bolster the education system here in Central Florida because it's incredibly failing. We have one of the highest illiteracy rates in the entire country right here in Florida, which is amazing because doesn't it seem like Florida is one of the richest states in the whole country with the biggest, one of the biggest tourist industries in the whole country, anywhere here, is right here, Central Florida, okay? There is no reason why we should have substandard education. We have unqualified people teaching in the state, and then a constant indoctrination of young people by a state-ran education system where they are limiting the scope of education, censoring books, censoring ideas, not teaching people essentially the very valuable information they need to navigate a globalized world. The isolationist approach to education is not a good policy for America. That's also me speaking to you, Mr. President Donald Trump. You're really horrible for defunding the education department. And I know you think if you make people dumb, they're just going to keep voting for you, but I don't think that's going to work anymore. I think you're all fucking cooked. That's what I think. And people are starting to think more and more and more like me by the day. And if you have any brains and you went to college and you fucking got an education at all, you should be able to think outside the box enough to understand what I'm saying is correct. We are paying for their lavishness every single day while the rest of us suffer. $600 fucking dollars a month to eat food and not even have enough. Not have enough food for $600 a month. Fucking in 2005, let's pick a year. In 2005, if I took $600 to the grocery store, I would have had to bring like 3 vehicles with me to bring it all home. Now, it all fits in one fucking car, you know? And then on top of that, you know, it's like $400 a month for electricity and $2,500 a month for rent and $600 a month per vehicle, and then another, $400 or $500 a month for car insurance and renter's insurance if you rent, or homeowner's insurance on top of your mortgage. And then Trump, the genius that he is like, we're going to bring back home ownership for all Americans because I'm the best president that ever existed, and we're going to do a 50-year mortgage. 50-year mortgage, but, interest is the real secret here because I'm going to go ahead and grift America more. You'll never officially own your home now. We'll do a reverse mortgage at the end of it, and then we'll just take it back. It'll be okay. It's fucking just stupid. It's stupid. It's predatory loaning. He's legalizing predatory loaning. The reason why our economy and everything's fucked up is because of bourgeois to begin with. Because what happens when the bourgeois own all the means of production, own all the property, and then they slowly funnel it back to us at a profit? We are going to continue to pay for the profit and continue to pay for the inflation that they create with their lavishness. Because supply and demand. But, I don't know. The fact that we're in Congress cheering for Netanyahu, the war criminal. People are living in their vehicles. People are becoming nomads. You know what? I want to be a fucking nomad, but not here. I want to fucking go travel the globe or something. That'd be great. Eventually, if I could get this stream to support me, if I could just do it, we could just go. I would buy like a big Class A. I'd just go, whatever, get on a plane, fly somewhere else. I don't know. But I like my state. That's why I'm here. And ultimately, I'm here to try to make a difference, too. Because here's the thing. We can sit around and complain all day long about what's wrong. There's lots of us doing it. That goes for both sides. Here's looking at you, Nick Fuentes. Everybody's bitching and complaining. Got a whole bunch of people advocating for a regime in charge that is absolutely fixated on accommodating and making life better for the top 3% of the country, and that's it. It's turned into fucking Hunger Games, literally. Literally Hunger Games. Because what do we got now? The Patriot Games. It's going to be the greatest games. We're going to bring people from everywhere. This don't sound familiar, Trump. It fucking sounds fucking weird that this is what you want to do. It sounds like some eugenics type shit. Some fucking neo-Nazi fucking Hitler Youth type shit. Fucking, it's getting kind of spooky up in this motherfucker with all this crazy shit going on all the time. This political violence, we didn't see any of this shit until these cocksuckers started taking charge. And you want to know who's really responsible? Fucking the Heritage Foundation, Turning Point USA, Project 2025. They're the responsible ones. In America, the real Americans who are still patriots, and there's lots of them. I'm a patriot. I want to fucking vote. I want to vote for people that actually represent me. Because at one time in this country, we threw tea in the bay because we had no representation. We had taxation without representation. And what do we got now? The same thing again. If your skin is brown, if you are black, if you are queer, transgender, lesbian, bisexual, asexual, scoliosexual, whatever the fuck you want to be. If you're anything other than their status quo, patriarchal, nuclear family, white, if you're anything other than that, okay, you're not part of their club, period. You're not part of their club, and you don't belong with them. And that's just how it is. And they're going to continue to feed off of everybody until there's nothing left for anybody else. So, I don't know. I mean, I can go on and on and on about what's wrong with everything. But nothing's going to change as long as we keep standing up and clapping for war criminals like this. in this country. We'd have we've lost. They claim to be the party of moral values, and they have none. They have a man in charge that has been appointed there as a talking head because they believe he's the best salesperson they could find. Now, as a salesperson myself, a professional one, but by the way, the one thing on earth I'll brag about being good at, okay, is sales. I could pull a credit card off the phone in Alaska for a shipment of snow. I'm not even playing. That's how good I am. And when I look at Trump, all I do is see a salesperson who actually isn't even that good. But the same people that buy into Trump and vote for Trump and vote for Marco Rubio and vote for name 500 other fucking douchebags, you know, your Texas representatives over there in the great white state of Texas and the fucking Governor Abbott over there, the most radicalized right Christian radicalist that probably exists in this country right now. I mean, there's probably a few others. Steve Bannon. We'll throw Steve Bannon on the bus. Oh, Stevie Bannon the other day. I was watching him. He's like, well, you think that you guys have resolve and all this shit. Well, we have more resolve than you'll ever have, and we're not ever going to quit, and blah, blah, blah. Bannon, you're going to prison along with the rest of them. Because we're going to win the 2026 midterms, and then shit's going to hit the fucking fan. And y'all are going to be held fucking accountable. Period. You know, essentially, their goal right now is just to oppress people from speaking about these things. Especially people that have brains. They don't care if stupid people talk. They love that. When stupid people talk, they love it. They use it as a good example. Propaganda spin, if you will, to get people not to pay attention. But people are waking up from their bullshit, especially with this Epstein thing. He keeps trying to distract everybody from. 1.9 million Americans living in their cars right now. Pretty sad shit. If you're enjoying living in your car and you're out there doing the tent thing, you're out on the fucking, you know, you're the lesbian trail master, you know, with the Subaru and the tent and shit. That sounds fun as hell, by the way. That don't sound bad, but it's hard to stay clean out there sometimes. I used to spend some time on the road, and then it's also hard sometimes to just find what you need. And plus, you know, it's like money. You know, we only track 40% of weapons sent to Israel. Interesting. I didn't know this one. There's another X.
We lost some.
Oh, we lost some.
That's why it's relevant.
We lost some weapons?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. We've lost a lot of weapons in the country. Do you know what a broken arrow is?
I don't.
A broken arrow is when they lose a nuclear weapon. Do you know how many broken arrows we've had in the United States?
Probably a lot.
Guess. Take a guess.
1,000.
1,000? That's a pretty high number.
Oh. Well,
but
you were,
maybe.
You were making it out to be high, but.
Well, I'm sorry. It is pretty high, though, for nuclear weapons. How many broken arrows are there? Okay, so the U.S. Department of Defense officially recognized this. This is officially recognized, so we don't know how many secret ones are. Officially recognizes 32 broken arrow incidents involving nuclear weapons between 1950 and 1980. That's only 30 years. Yeah, that's actually over one a year.
What? How do you just
and accidental launches, fires, losses with 6 nuclear weapons confirmed lost and never recovered. 6 are lost and never recovered. There are 6 world-class, full-blown, U.S. fucking made nuclear weapons sitting out there in the world somewhere that nobody knows where they're at. They're in the ocean in like the deepest trench somewhere. Just hanging out there, seeping a bunch of fucking toxic shit all over the place. Although more may exist, it says, some estimate place the total number of lost warheads globally higher. Whew. But, I mean, that brings us to this. Pentagon lost track of $6 billion in weapons sent to Israel, Pentagon Inspector General. Ooh. And then, you know what's so funny is we're up in Minnesota trying to fucking, you know, essentially ostracize a bunch of people over some some government assistance for childcare because the Somalis are ripping off the American people. But we don't know where 13 or $6 billion in weapons went. Interesting. Out of $13.4 billion in military aid sent to Israel since October 7, 2023, the Department of Defense properly tracked 44%. Since October 7th, 2023. Damn, Department of Defense, what have you been doing? Are you understaffed? Don't you guys get paid a lot to do this shit? Like, to keep track of weapons and assets? Oh, and you know, if we're talking about, like, traditional bombs, like, you know, GBU, guided bomb unit, paveways, stuff like that, it's AMFO. It's ammonium nitrate and fuel oil. You know, we got a whole bunch of bombs just running around. We don't know what happened to them. Has anybody ever heard of an IED, improvised explosive device? I mean, what happened to them? Where are they at? Who got them? You know what's really interesting about this? This kind of points to some sort of conspiracy a little bit, doesn't it? Because think about it. If you have $6 billion in weapons, $6 billion with a B, that's a lot of bombs, especially if they're dumb bombs. Maybe they got sent somewhere else that we're not going to disclose because it's some sort of secret operation, or who knows what. Or there's some inside fucking shit going on. I don't know. But the number can be higher because after this, they just stopped checking. Oh, interesting.
They just gave up.
They're like, hey, you know, we trust Israel, and, you know, bombs are bombs. Bombs are going to get around. You know, we're just going to have bombs everywhere. It's, you know, bombs are like guns. We made millions and millions of them. We don't know where they're all at. You know, it's okay, though, because there has to be a certain amount of casualties for us to have bombs to begin with. You know, after October 7th, when weapon shipments accelerated and overnight mattered most. Oh, we're overnighting weapons after October 7th. Got to overnight some bombs to Israel. Yes, President, can you overnight me some bombs so I can kill these Palestinian people here because they're horrible? It's like an Amazon bomb shipment. Fucking, it shows up in an Amazon box. It's got Amazon on the side of all the boxes, the bombs. Oversight matter most, tracking collapsed to 44%. Logistics became a problem. The people, you know what the problem is that trickle-down economic thing didn't work for them right there. That trickle-down economic thing didn't work for them right there because, you know, they're paying somebody fucking hardly any fucking money. Likely someone on the bottom in the military somewhere, you know, some E2 or E3 somewhere making fucking $20,000 a year. And they're just like, yeah, we don't know. We can't keep track of this shit. It's fucking way too goddamn hard, right? The Pentagon has no idea where $7.5 billion worth of American weapons actually went. $7.5 billion. I have no idea. Whoa. That sounds like a security leak. A national security leak, by the way. I think someone should be investigating that, don't you think? That's a lot of technology just missed. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, $7.5 billion is a lot. That could have been a couple of, like, stealth bombers or something. Or, you know, million. That would be like a million fucking bombs or some stupid shit. Or, you know, who knows what other kinds of weaponry is involved in it. I mean, that's the other thing. No disclosure of the list there. 40 weapons deliveries totaling over 4 million munitions complete. 4 million munitions. Why? We should be asking ourselves a question why we're sending 4 million with an M million munitions to Israel. That's crazy. You should drop that many bombs on this little poor place called Palestine. Are you going to drop those bombs on Iran next? What are you going to do? Is it you guys going to conquer the Middle East? What's your game here? Pentagon's excuse staffing shortages in combat conditions. Oh, no shit. Isn't that what I just said? That's what I just said, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, that poor little E2 and E3, man. They're not getting paid enough. They're fucking exploiting the shit out of them. Number one, you get $25,000 a year to put your life in harm's way. That's crazy. oh, but you'll be okay, son, because we're going to give you $48,000 for college when you get out, which ain't going to pay for shit because it costs $140,000 now to go to college. Fuck. But, and the other thing is we're not going to pay back any of your student loans, and if you default on them, now Trump's going to come and garnish your wages. You didn't even fucking get anything out of this shit to begin with because a bachelor's degree ain't worth nothing anymore because they devalued education and devalued labor through the application of late-stage capitalism. So because labor's so devalued, it doesn't matter how fucking specialized or educated you are. You're not going to be able to make it anyways. Oh, God. The Pentagon doesn't know if the weapons went to IDF units as intended, got delivered to settlers, ended up in black markets, or, black markets, or fell into hostile hands. You know, I wonder who's gonna essentially be held accountable for this. I want to know. Hey, Congress, can you let us know who's being held accountable for the $7.5 billion of the missing weapons that were supposedly sent to the Zionists in Israel to attack a helpless group of people who don't have those kinds of weapons? Well, it would be nice to know. You can let us know that. We're talking about government efficiency at this point. Okay, so let me know. Do you need a loan to go to school there? Yes. You're going to need more than a loan because a loan ain't going to pay for shit, number one.
In Israel or U.S.?
I think they're talking about the U.S.
Oh, definitely in the U.S. I don't know about Israel.
But here in the U.S., let's talk about the U.S., okay? So, if you go to the military, they'll give you $48K toward a bachelor's degree or whatever. But unless you're really frugal with that, you're not gonna make it, okay? Because my first bachelor's degree costs about $70,000, and then if you want to go to higher education and essentially specialize in something else, get into the master's programs and shit, you're gonna be talking over $100K, $120,000, $130,000. And at my point here, you know, I have a bachelor's degree in sociology and philosophy. I'm about to receive my second bachelor's degree in creative writing, in film and film direction. So I'm a film writer and a novelist. And then essentially going to a master's program is going to be probably another $50,000 or whatever or more. I mean, I just paid $93K to go to a specialized school. $93K for a bachelor's degree. So yeah, you're going to need a lot of money if you want to come to school here. But there's scholarships. You can get a lot of scholarships, and if you have really good grades, you can get a lot of shit. They give you a lot of shit, but you're still going to pay for something. And then the worst part is the government isn't going to fucking pay it back. Not even for service. You know what? Just paying off student loans should be the government's job. We shouldn't even be worried about it, actually, because socialized education is an investment in the gross domestic product of the United States. They want to be, how's the United States going to be? We want to be the leaders in the world. We're going to go ahead and lead the world. But they're not going to be leaders in the world without education, and they don't seem to understand it. But they want to gatekeep education to the class of people that they belong to, so that way they can keep the power. Again, I always come back to this number one lesson from sociology I've ever been taught by one of my most amazing professors is, what do they want? They want to keep the power, everybody. They want to keep the power. Essentially, they want to gatekeep the education to the top echelons, and then that helps them establish and keep their unstratified society with ascribed status. Not even so much ascribed status. We low-key ascribed status, right? So ascribed class, if you will, okay? So you're born rich, you were rich. You're born poor, you were poor. And that's pretty much been the story of America for the most part. Now, with a lot of hard work and innovation and a little bit of luck, you can usually figure out a way to stratify up at least one or two spots, maybe more in life. It depends on how lucky you get, or whether you innovate on something new or are the best at something that already exists, whatever. But for the most part, that's gone. So this has been their agenda the whole time, is to monopolize the power and to monopolize corporations and the means of production, and then create a slave class of low-wage citizens, essentially wage slaves, to continue to crowdfund the oligarchical billionaires that control the government, because money, follow the money. I always say, follow the money, and you will find the crooks. That's all you got to do. So, yeah, Congress, you think maybe we can know about who is actually responsible for $7.5 billion worth of American weapons missing? And then the other thing is, I think the American people deserve to have the right, through Freedom of Information Act, to see essentially the list of weapons that are missing, so we can understand what the real threat is of our government being irresponsible with weapons of mass destruction, because that's what a 2,000-pound bomb is. Okay? Period. Interesting. Very good one to put in there today. JD Vance. Oh, God. JD. Here we go. Man, X is fucked up today. It won't play it. Oh, this is about the fraud one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It says it's 42 minutes long.
We don't have to. I was just showing you the tweet.
Oh, okay. Well, let's look at the tweet.
You can read the caption on the tweet.
Hello, we'd like to ask.
There, it's playing now, but I don't want to do the whole 42 minutes. We watched some of this earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hassan played this earlier today. Hassan, he's off now, right?
I think so. I don't know.
He had to go to Betty Bye. Had to go put his little pajamas on.
Yeah.
Go get all warm in bed. Some hot cocoa.
Yep.
Cuddling up with his dog. Hot cocoa. Thinking about Austin's giant ass. His black hole ass.
Will.
Taking back shots. Oh yeah, Will. Sorry. Will and Austin are the same.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're just they're the same. They're together. But yeah. Anyways, he was playing it earlier. I went on a tangent. Fucking with him. I think that it's funny how you can do any kind of like half-ass investigative bullshit if you're some fucking turd like this fucking guy here and this other guy, these white people trying to prove in some kind of dramatic fashion that some brown people are ripping off good old-fashioned American white taxpayers. Come on. Kiss my fucking ass, dudes. You guys are pathetic. Oh, man, we're being ripped off, man. Look at this shit. You know, that's my personal tax money that's going to these people because, you know, if it wasn't, I wouldn't have to pay taxes. They're going to take your fucking money anyways. Why do you believe that? They're going to take your money. The government's going to take your money and your taxes no matter what. They've been doing it for years. They're going to take your money out of your fucking taxes. No matter what. And they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do with it. Whatever they want to do with it, they're going to do it. They're not going to fucking tell you. They're not going to tell you what they're doing with it. They're not gonna. They're just going to do it. Quit believing that you have some sort of control over what happens to your tax money. Oh, but that's who we vote for. They go to Congress. This is a republic. Ooh. Yeah. Well, all the money in their back pocket is coming from someone else that has bigger interest than you, buddy. Okay? Seeing shit like this pisses me off because they're not doing any real investigative journalism. They don't really know. They're just out here trying to do some whistleblowing shit. And the worst part about it is they have 101.6 million views on it now. So now the whole world's going, yeah, them horrible people taking advantage of us from some other country. They're terrible and they're bad. Oh, they're taking advantage of our system. Oh, our hospitality and our America, big bad America, is being overtaken by third world fucking minorities. Oh, they took our jobs. fuck. It's bullshit. But full 42-minute video of your fucking crew. The crew. Just because y'all cockdock on Friday doesn't mean it's a crew. It's the most important work yet. Who cares? We uncovered over $110 million in one day. $110 million worth of fraud in one day. I call bullshit on that. What do you think? What's everybody else think about this?
They were just going around and saying that the medical plaza, the whole thing was a cover-up for fraud. But it was just like a normal medical plaza, like a Sanitas or whatever.
A medical closet? Plaza.
Yeah.
Oh. They're trying to say the medical plaza was a cover-up?
Yeah.
So it was like the one we go to down the street?
Yeah, and then they got the police called on them.
Did they get the police called on them?
Yeah.
They needed the police called on them. They're fucking out here trying to like harass people on the street. They have no authority to do so. They're not fucking like, what are they even doing? They're just doing this for reactionary likes. So, hey dude, I got a hint for you, man. Like you probably need to go see a plastic surgeon for that nose. Bad side profile. Yeah, I mean, look at these are fucking. These people. These are the red hats right here. They're fucking great, but I don't know. We watched this earlier. It seemed like a bunch of bullshit to me. Just walk up to a building and be like, "Where's these kids at?" Oh, it's like I don't know. Maybe at home right now. Maybe they come at a different time. I don't know. And then they're going through like how these places had different violations and stuff. But what were they? And a lot of them were just teeny tiny little shit. And that happens. I don't know. You be the judge. Minnesota deserves... Oh, yeah. The Somali fraud deserves a Pulitzer Prize. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, J.D. Vance says they deserve a Pulitzer for their investigative journalism. Oh, they're so objective. They're just so objective. Fucking stupid. Christmas Day, Nigerian strike in retaliation to Christian attacks. Really fucking symbolic that they would do it on Christmas Day, right? Mm-hmm. Really symbolic. Yeah, well, that's because that's what these Christians do. They're trying to make a point. And we just seen this shit with Nicki Minaj at the United Nations, right? Mm-hmm. This is what she was talking about. Oh, the poor Christians are being killed in Nigeria. But now we have to have military intervention in another country. And yet another country, we don't even know where $7.5 billion worth of bombs are missing in goddamn Israel. Now we're going to go to another country and cause some other fucking problems. Why would we do a military strike in another country preemptively against some people because we believe they're committing some sort of genocide against Christians? Where's the evidence? Have you seen any public evidence of this?
No.
Neither have I. And just because there isn't any public evidence doesn't mean it's not going on, because people are fucking hateful, period. If it is going on, fucking shitty. You know, people, I don't like violence, I don't like death, and I don't think people should be dying. I think we should be figuring out how to have a better world together. And I always stick to that fucking narrative in the long run. But, you know, this is just ridiculous. Oh, look at the warmongering United States bombing another country preemptively without any evidence, without any action by Congress, probably. I doubt if they talked about it much. They're like, yeah, you know, Christmas, you know, let's do some symbolic action here and go bomb some fucking anti-Christian people in Nigeria. You know what? Fuck Christians. You guys fucking run around the world evangelizing other fucking countries and taking up people's space. You guys fucking, you think you own the whole world. You're entitled to the whole fucking world because you think you're chosen by God, which is insane. And then it leads to weapons and death. Ugh. You want to talk about blasphemy? Now I'll speak from the position of being an ordained minister. Blasphemy is using military force to get people to follow your instructions when you say you're a Christian. Blasphemy is when you figure out a way to hold up food stamps for millions of Americans because you want to figure out how to give them the food in one hand, okay, and then essentially take the health care out of their other hand. Because that's the shady shit they do. They go, but you can't have everything you need. You can only get one thing at a time. And not only we're going to just give you a little handout, but we're going to make it as hard as possible for you to get any of it. As a matter of fact, we're going to design websites that are so shitty that they don't even work. And when they don't work and you call them and you're on the line for an hour and a half, it goes, nobody's here to answer your call. We're sorry. Call back again some other time. And they hang up. Mm-hmm. These are the Christians that are running our country, that are going to third world countries and bombing people over Christianity on Christmas, symbolically wasting yet more taxpayer dollars that could be spent on socializing healthcare, giving us all universal healthcare. By the way, classism in healthcare is disgusting. It's disgusting. That's what Trump says. Trump officially branded healthcare a classist thing. Healthcare for human beings is classist. Now, we've always known that healthcare for our pets is classist because we know that rich people get the best care for their pets. And then if you show up at a veterinarian with an injured or dying pet and you're poor, they just tell you, well, you're shit out of luck, kid. Go somewhere else and die with that animal. It's a lack of humanism in the face of their capitalistic agenda. The human disappears in the face of profits. And the agenda of Christianity and the fucking Heritage Foundation and all the other black bag operations they got going on in this country that are completely, utterly funded and pushed forward by an evangelical base in this country that are enjoying a tax shelter. A tax shelter. $71 billion a year. If I become president of the United States, I will make sure I tax all the churches in this country for their $71 billion. Because they're obviously not fucking, apolitical in any way, shape, or form. They're preaching from their propaganda pulpits, if you will. And that's exactly the reason why I would take the money away. But I would say this. If you have personal faith and you gather in a sect that's underneath 100 people peacefully, and you don't involve yourself in politics at all, we'll go ahead and offer it to them. But mega churches, when you have 37,000 members in your church and your pastor's living in a $37 billion fucking mansion, no. You can pay the American people for the prosperous capital gains that you've accumulated over exploiting a group of people. And essentially you can pay for the health care, because that's the Christian thing to do, is to pay for health care for Americans. The Christian thing to do is to make sure nobody goes without food. The Christian thing to do is to make sure nobody goes without housing. But none of the people in our government that has the power right now are actually Christian, but they certainly are talking about a lot. Like our good friend Charlie Kirk there, and Erica Kirk, who's the biggest fucking Christian slut on earth, as far as I can tell, essentially running around, pandering everybody underneath the guise of Christianity and forcing a political agenda. Hey, we're here to protect the gospel, they say. They don't even know the first thing about the gospel, about helping people, about what it means to treat your neighbor as yourself. The real gospel, that what Jesus Christ talked about, they didn't even read that shit. The only thing they listened to is some fucking spilling out propaganda from some fucking hateful person that's in charge of their shitty church. But then all this hate and all this self-righteousness, we'll say that one again, leads to this shit.
Ordering the Pentagon to prepare for military action in Nigeria, President Trump posting that the U.S. has done just that with a Christmas Day strike. Officials say the mission was aimed at preventing violent attacks against Christians. Selena Wang is traveling with the president.
President Trump announced on Christmas Day that the U.S. launched a strike on ISIS targets in Nigeria, claiming they've been killing Christians. The Pentagon posting this video of a missile being launched from a ship, along with the president's statement. Trump posting overnight, quote, "I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was." The Pentagon says multiple ISIS terrorists were killed and that it worked with the Nigerian government to carry out this operation. It comes just weeks after Trump ordered the Pentagon to prepare for possible military action if Nigeria didn't do more to stop violence against Christians. Now, Nigeria's president doesn't deny the violence, but says previous claims that Nigeria is religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality. Independent experts say extremist groups have targeted both Muslims and Christians in Nigeria, killing tens of thousands of civilians. And
I want to stop it right there for a second. So, essentially, what she just said right there, let's back that up for just
recent years.
Hang on.
I will say that.
Shit. Insta. Let's do this one more time.
President Trump posting that the U.S. has done just that with a Christmas Day strike. Officials say the mission was aimed at preventing violent attacks against Christians. Selena Wang is traveling with the president.
President Trump announced on Christmas Day that the U.S. launched a strike on ISIS targets in Nigeria, claiming they've been killing Christians. The Pentagon posting this video of a missile being launched.
Okay. So what they said, what the deeper investigation in this is oh, it's not just somebody killing Christians, it's extremists killing a whole bunch of people. Because what it really comes down to is it's always extremists that are the problem. And that's where the separation needs to happen between peaceful Muslims and peaceful Christians and peaceful whatever other sect or religion you belong to. There's a big difference between peaceful and radicalized psychopathic religion like evangelical whites in America and, you know, incredibly politicized and radicalized sects of Islam in other parts of the world and every other fucking ideology that exists. You know, we got a little one in this United States that we like to call QAnon. That one, let's talk about that. Their radicalness and how much other radical shit that's happened and how many people are being harmed by their radical ideology. It's always the radical ideas, the radicalization of a religion that leads to hate, hurt, and death. And that'll always be my position on that. So he fucking does this symbolic thing on strike on Christmas Day like he's God and he sent a miracle to the Christians in Nigeria. He's such a narcissistic, psychopathic bigot that he literally is like, I pushed that button myself. I love it. He loves destruction. That's what he loves. But that's interesting. It's also something we should be all pissed off about and shouldn't be accepting of. Because preemptive, unnamed strikes without proper channels or just because of some personal interest should not be going on. The fact this man has the keys to the weapons of the military, we should all be really concerned about. And I know we are. And there's a lot of generals out there talking about it. A bunch of generals hate this motherfucker. Hate all of them. Fucking Hegseth. What a big pussy. Not even a real soldier. I mean, he's a fucking coward. They're all a bunch of cowards. Fox News clip. We're going to talk about the strike.
And President Trump didn't take a day off. He was bombing terror.
Look how excited they are. President Trump didn't take a day off. He was bombing terrorists.
And President Trump didn't take a day off. He was bombing terrorists in Nigeria. It's unbelievable. Like, the guy doesn't take a day off. Look at the headlines. The president ending the year on a foreign policy agenda. Wall Street Journal, U.S. launched Christmas Day strike against ISIS in Nigeria. NBC, Trump and Zelenskyy to meet Sunday in Florida. Axios had reporting on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Mar-a-Lago, calling it crucial for the future of a Gaza
See, they're all
deal.
hanging out in
And what's
Mar-a-Lago
interesting
playing
is
golf
that
on our
the
dime,
president, there was
dudes.
questions about whether or
What do you
not
guys think
the
about
strike
that?
on ISIS terrorists in Nigeria was specifically targeted for Christmas, and we found out from the president himself that was indeed the case. Listen.
I told Nigeria and I told the people around Nigeria that if you do it, you're going to get hit. And I said yesterday, I said, hit them on Christmas Day. It'll be a Christmas present. We hit ISIS, who are terrible. They're butchers. And we really hit them hard in different locations, and they really got hit hard yesterday. So they got a very bad Christmas present.
Yeah, that's quite the Christmas gift, without a doubt. And obviously, this is something that we've been talking about, certainly on this show and elsewhere for
Feels nice to be
months
part of
now
a country that
about
runs
the growing
around
crisis
just fucking,
in Nigeria with the attacks
throwing
on,
bombs
in
and
particular,
weapons
on
and cruise
Christian,
missiles.
lots of others, but also.
My only question, I'm gonna stop this right here because I don't like listening to these fucking mouthpieces for the far right. They're sensationalized fake news, faux news. That's what I call it. It's faux news. Fucking, and you know, these people, they cater to exactly the people I hate the most. You know what's so interesting is he's bragging about sending out bombs on Christmas to anywhere, regardless if they're terrorists. Maybe they are horrible people. Maybe they are butchers. We don't know. Nobody gave us any information about it. We just get to see the after results. My real question would be this. As a person that knows quite a bit about military strategy and things and how things usually go and how things work, what about the collateral damage? How many unarmed women, children, people who didn't deserve it got injured, killed, maimed as a result of your strikes on Christmas? On Christmas Day, instead of celebrating Christmas Day and having a peaceful day and rejoicing in peace as their gospel commands them, they sent bombs out and then they brag about it on the news. Well, President Trump didn't take the day off for our capitalist Christian Christmas, hijacked from pagans, and then every single aspect of it actually hijacked from pagans. Didn't take the day off. He went and he bombed someone because, you know, that's the good tidings of the season. That is the value of a season that's supposed to be peace and joy, is to send bombs. What a horrible human being. And then to brag about it. He thinks that's a gift to go kill people. Seems hypocritical. Where are we at here? Zelenskyy. Oh, Zelenskyy. We can't hear Zelenskyy as usual.
Dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to thank President Trump for a great meeting at this amazing place in his home in Mar-a-Lago. And we had a really great discussions on all the topics, and we appreciate the progress that was made by American and Ukrainian teams in these recent weeks. Special thanks to Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, and thank you to for their engagement and full commitment, and also to our team, and first of all to Rustem Umerov and General Gnatov, and to all our teams. And we discussed all the aspects of the peace framework, which includes, and we have great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and U.S.-Ukraine security guarantees, 100% agreed. U.S., Europe, Ukraine security guarantees, almost agreed. Military dimension, 100% agreed. Prosperity plan being finalized, and we also discussed the sequencing of the following actions. And we agree that security guarantees is the key milestone in achieving lasting peace, and our teams will continue working on all aspects. We also had a joint productive call with European leaders, like President Trump said already, and a lot of leaders, including NATO and the EU. And we agreed that our teams will meet in upcoming weeks to finalize all discussed matters. And we agreed with President Trump that he will host us, and maybe in Washington, European leaders and Ukrainian delegation, yes, in January. And Ukraine is ready for peace. And once again, would like to thank President Trump for a warm welcome and substantial discussion. Thank you, Mr. President.
Damn, they got to him.
Thank you for everything, dear colleagues.
Dude, they got to this guy. They either have some serious leverage right now, which they do, because if Trump's on fucking, butt fucking Putin as usual, or vice versa, pretty sure Putin's the top in that relationship. When he was at the White House, they fucking insulted him. J.D. Vance sat there and insulted this man. A man who's been defending his country for, 2 years now? From a foreign invader, and then they're all trying to convince him to give up some of his fucking land. So that way, they can be like, oh, we're cool now. And now it's just like, oh, thanks for hosting us at your wonderful, beautiful home in Mar-a-Lago. Oh, wow. Are you impressed, Zelenskyy? Like, does he have nice stuff? You're like, damn, I bet I could. You know what? I bet you Trump said, well, you know what, Zelenskyy? If you just agree to this, peace agreement here, that we'll get you a Mar-a-Lago of your own right back in Ukraine. We'll get you a golf course. You guys can go out there and play golf all day. We love golf here. Arnold Palmer has the hugest dick ever. You should have seen it. Essentially that's what we're looking at here is fucking a payoff. And then, yeah, I know. I'm very familiar. It's not even about that. I mean, everybody. Whenever we go to war, that's the reason why I'm such an anti-war person. I mean, I'll do war if we have to. If we have to do war, we'll do war. We don't want to do war, but if we have to, we'll do it. But the thing is it's always the poor that have to go. It's never the rich people with the power. This dude just got his ass fucking buttered by Trump at the Mar-a-Lago, and now he's like, oh, thank you so much. We're going to agree. We're looking forward to peace. There's a lot of money coming for me right now. We're going to go ahead and cock-dock with Putin. This shit's going to be good. I don't know. This is just another way for Trump to put a little mark in there and be like, I'm going to get my Nobel Peace Prize. I'm going to be the greatest Nobel Prize ever. For what? For stopping a war in Ukraine, but helping Netanyahu genocide an entire fucking population of people. And then also your unspoken genocide of the transgender Americans in this country that your entire administration's responsible for probably hundreds of thousands of deaths at this point. I mean, since we only have like a 2 million person population in this country, hundreds of thousands of deaths are on your hands for your policies of constantly oppressing my people in this country, queer people in general. What do you think? You tell me, chat. I think war sucks. If they can stop the war, great. If the Ukrainian people prosper because of this, even better. If the working class Ukrainian it has a better life and they get to live a quality life because of what's going on, great. That's great. That's what we want. But there's always an agenda and there's always money, and they will always send the poor to the battlefield to fight the wars for the rich. That's how it always has been. That's how it always will be, until someday when they have automatons. And when they have that, then they're all just going to fight, and then if you're in the way, you just die anyways, because collateral damage is real. Hang on a second. Trump may have invested something in Ukraine and does not want the fighting to continue. Well, it's always about something. It's always about something with Trump to do with business, and I guarantee it has to do with mineral rights. Mineral rights are on the table. Okay, that's all. That's all these people talk about. These are the one things that people who don't understand politics will never get. Is every time they have a negotiation, they're going to talk about mineral rights, and mineral rights come down to things like copper and nickel and essentially iron, all these strategic metals, any kind of precious stones, petroleum, coal, these kinds of things. And yeah, he probably does have, he is invested there now. It seems like it, because Zelensky's like, we love you. Money. And of course, that's what we're going to see. Iran is at war with the U.S. This is interesting because I believe that this is true.
States is waging a full war against Iran. The United States, alongside Israel, and the Iranian president has officially said that the United States is waging a full war against Iran. The United States, alongside Israel and Europe, are currently waging a full-on war against Iran, and if another such attack should occur in Iran, that all the countries should expect a much more decisive response. He also went on to say that the military is much stronger than the last time that the United States helped Israel bomb those nuclear sites. He went on to claim that this war will be different than the war with neighboring Iraq back in the 80s, and that he is prepared for a much more complex war. This all unfolded today as he gave this to the reporter of the Ayatollah.
Let's talk about that real quick right there. He says he's guaranteeing a much more complex war. Let's talk about from the military strategic point of view, right? So what we've seen with technology is that technology in other areas have leveled the playing field, if you will. Like right now, I'm broadcasting a political commentary over the airwaves on the internet. Something that wasn't even possible to do 25 years ago or whatever. Everything I'm using right now would have been a much larger operation and a much more complicated thing to do. So technology has leveled playing fields in technology all over the place. In music, now you can produce a professional sounding record sitting right here. I have a studio right here. I can produce a professional sounding record right here. No problem. So I'm using this as an analogy to explain kind of what's going on with military technology, right? Because technology's gotten smaller and smaller and smaller and more accessible, and it's become cheaper, and it's also become more high-tech than it ever has before. What do you think's happening to weapons technology? It's become more accessible, it's become cheaper, it's become easier to get, and certain things like guided missiles and things like that. Now, what we're seeing right now, there's a big trend in warfare going on right now that most people aren't paying attention to. Drone attacks, bang. Drones. They can just fly drones out with shape charges on them. And they're doing it. It changes warfare because now you don't have to launch an aircraft off an aircraft carrier to fucking carry a weapon to a designated target. Or before, the drones had to be the size of a room to fly out with a Hellfire missile and attack an individual vehicle to do an individual attack on a person of interest or a convoy or whatever. Now, people can just personally do this shit because it's available, and in countries like Iran and the Middle East and in other countries in the Balkan states and even in Russia and all over, weapons like shape charges and improvised explosive devices are not hard to come by because they're not very well regulated, and all the wars that have happened over the years have, like we said, $7.3 million worth of weapons is missing, or $7.3 billion worth of weapons is missing that we were supposed to send to Israel. Where are those at now? But it's getting easier and easier for them to do this. So I think we have to start thinking that just because You know, we think we have a monopoly on the power, on the military power. Doesn't necessarily mean we do, especially at this point, because there's so many things to consider that we never had to consider before. And I'm sure there's plenty of thinkers thinking about this. There's entire giant military think tanks thinking about strategy. But the fact is the battlefield has dramatically changed since even 10 years ago. And that is the fog of war. The real fog of war is because every time we have a war, there's been a huge advancement in technology and weapons since the last one. And the last couple were pretty crazy, but this one's going to be even crazier. So, good point.
Still unfolding. I'm sure you guys remember when Pete Hegseth bragged about those attacks on Iran in the middle of the night, which we did on behalf of Israel and not on behalf of American justice.
Yep.
Understandably so, we do not want terrorist organizations, which Iran does back a lot of, to have nuclear capabilities, which Iran is also working towards. Iran's claim is that they are working to nuclearize their energy grid and system, therefore they can have more renewable energy sources, but others around the world are concerned that they're going to take that a step further and use it to make a nuclear device that they can then launch to another country and explode. All this.
See, I would like to talk about that a little bit too, right? So, a lot of people think of conventional warfare and conventional nuclear warfare. It's really weird to say conventional and nuclear in the same sentence, but what I'm saying is old-fashioned nuclear warfare is you create an atom bomb that splits the atom in fission, like a plutonium gun type or a uranium gun type or a plutonium implosion device. Like these are the kinds of first devices that we created in essentially the Trinity project in the United States that was eventually deployed to Japan, and we've seen the horrors of that. We think it's that. It's not that anymore. Nuclear weapons are completely different now. You don't need to literally blow the city up anymore with a nuclear weapon. Okay? Matter of fact, the strategy would be not to destroy the real estate. Because if you destroy real estate, then what's the point of winning? Right? So mutually assured destruction's been the policy for a long, long time, and it still is. You know, who's the biggest boy on the block, who has the most nuclear weapons? But the fact is in a real, full-out blown global nuclear warfare, thermal nuclear warfare, everybody loses. Okay? That's why nobody does it. But now they have different kinds of nuclear devices that they can detonate in the atmosphere or at the edge of space, and it will literally irradiate a population and kill everyone without destroying the infrastructure, the roads, the streets, the buildings, and that stuff. And that's what we're talking about here as the next game. I mean, obviously a hydrogen bomb or something like that with a huge kinetic payload is still just a horrible, nightmarish scenario. But there's even more nightmarish things that they have available now that they've been working toward, and then the byproducts of nuclear fission, like plutonium, can be used to make implosion bombs. And then byproducts like cobalt can, in theory, be used. I don't think they've actually made a cobalt bomb, but I know that cobalt is something that they use in these in the rods, in the nuclear rods, in the nuclear power plants. So could be repurposed, but it has to be. The thing about making a weapon is it has to be weaponized. The isotope, it has to be a weaponized isotope, and that's hard to get because you have to either use centrifuges, which takes a long, long time to refine that many isotopes to make enough material, or you have to essentially use another method, which is even more crazier, which is electromagnetic separation, which is what we did originally, which required an entire city to do it. But little bit of autistic interest of mine there, as the history of nuclear weapons and things like that. And I'm really big on the Cold War era, the Nike missile systems they used to have everywhere, Minuteman. I studied all that stuff because it's just interesting to me. But every time I see something like this, I cringe.
Just to say is we are on an uneven footing right now in the world, and things are a little shaky going into 2026.
I would say so.
As a United States Army veteran, I really do not want to see another war. I would not love to see my friends go off and fight anywhere near that region of the world again. Don't forget, this is my backup account, so please follow along, as they banned my permanent account on TikTok.
Yeah.
Please go to my website, kylegauk.com. I'm running for Congress in the 2nd District of Connecticut. You can sign up to vote. You can sign up. We can't sign up to vote. You can sign up to donate.
Yeah, we got the political. Not even sure what his politics are, but good points from a veteran. I think that we run around like the big kid on the block for too goddamn long, and eventually somebody's going to come along and knock you down. That's what happens. Trump wants weapons of war on streets of D.C. Oh, this is even better. Not now. Okay. Let's see here. Trump wants to allow weapons of war on the streets of D.C. Great. See, he's trying to militarize the streets because that's what dictators do. When the military presence in the streets, and we have a police state, a military state, and the surveillance state is real already. Okay? And then essentially we're going to sit there and let them do this. We're going to sit here and just keep letting these people do this. Where's the Democrats? Oh, the Democrats are getting paid off too. You guys are all a bunch of centrist pussies. Okay? I'm fucking sick of you guys' shit. Okay? It's time for viable opposition to their conservativeness. It's time for fucking opposition to their radical Christianity with some real Christianity. Or maybe, I know there's plenty of actual Christians out there talking shit about these people. But the message just isn't loud enough. Nothing gets through this fucking noise that these people create. I don't know. I mean, according to this top, is like it's about assault weapons bans. It's like, I don't know. It's like, are you a law-abiding citizen? I mean, do you want to carry a rifle up and down the street? It's like that's what they're doing here in Central Florida, right? They've legalized open carry in Florida. Now you can walk around with an AR-15 on your back with a 30-round mag. You know, fucking mag pouches and shit. Some 5'11" pants. You can act like you're cool and your dick is small. You know, you can do that here in Florida. And he wants to do it there, and he wants to do it everywhere because, you know, it's just a way to legalize his constituents carrying around guns all the time. He gets his own little private army of loyalists. Loyalists. I mean, we all see your plan here, Mr. Trump. We see your fascist agenda. We see right through it. We're not stupid. Trump Epstein banner unfurled near U.S. Capitol. This was a while back, but I still thought this was interesting. They fucking, they did this huge banner with Trump and Epstein right there. You know, trying to take the picture out of the Epstein files. We put it right there, right in front of the fucking Capitol. Perfect spot. Look at that, right there.
So we've just displayed the world's largest photo of Trump and Epstein in front of the Capitol this morning, and we are asking Americans and lawmakers not to forget the friendship between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. We also can't forget that Trump tried to block the release of these files. We know that these files are going to be heavily redacted, and we're asking Congress to investigate any wrongdoing and not let Trump or his rich friends get away with anything. So this photo was actually used in the UK earlier this summer. Another group unfurled it in front of Windsor Castle before Trump's visit to the Windsor Castle. So we're reusing that same banner because this issue is still ever important, especially ahead of the deadline for the files to be released on Friday.
Well, I have my own opinions about the files. I mean, the files are just full of shit because, I mean, we got, okay, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General's in charge of the fucking files. I mean, I've been saying it this whole time. Nobody sees a conflict of interest with the files. What the fuck are you talking about? Why the hell would we trust these people with the files? Oh, hey, make sure you give us all the files. Don't redact anything out of there. Don't take nothing out of them. That's bad. And they're just like, yeah, sure, we won't. We promise. We're Christians. We would never lie. Pinky swear. But we know how horrible that these people are and the horrible things that they've done. And it just continues. And then this is a slow burn way for him to get out of it. He knows if he just avoids it long enough, we're all going to be like, yeah, what about that Epstein thing? He's creating distance between the release and the public and the thinking of. And then the more things that happen, you know, parking some boats off the coast of Venezuela and 14 other things. Oh, well, we're just going to release the Epstein files. We're stalling. How long did they stall for? Months and months and months. They had a government shutdown. What do you think they were doing? You think they were just the government shutdown? No. They're in there going through line by line editing the fucking files, which was ginormous documents. Fucking hundreds of thousands of pages. And they're in their line. They got a room full of people in their line editing, line by line by line, probably shoving it through AI, all kinds of shit to make sure they cleaned everything out of there for their fearless leader, the great Führer, Donald J. Trump, the dictator of America.
Maybe not.
Also, pedophile in chief, Donald J. Trump.
Well, they're no way.
Man, they spent a lot of money on that. We all should send them some money for that shit. With a big thank you note. Thanks.
So we've just displayed the world's largest photo of Trump.
I don't know. I'm getting kind of hungry. It's getting late. I got on here late tonight. What I'm planning on doing is trying to be on schedule this week. But again, I'm building some other platforms right now. And I have and then I had to fit, and the semester just ended. I have a lot going on. I have a children's book I'm trying to get into the market right now. A bunch of stuff. So it's been a little hit or miss with this stream, but I promise you that I'm going to be in here every damn day. Talking about this shit, calling them out for this bullshit, and obviously just, glazing over old Hassan a little bit on here every day and fucking talking shit, about their little clan there. That's they're so fucking cute.
Not the clan.
The clan, the Hasanabi clan, and their little Sunday podcast they all do where fucking Cutie and Will and Austin and Hassan, they all get together for their little gangbang every Sunday. Sitting there. They're like, oh, yay, back shots. Yeah. What's the answer? Fucking infinite back shots for Hassan. Infinite back shots for Austin's little boyfriend.
Christian.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, Melania throws Trump under the bus concerning files. Why flamingos are returning to Florida. This is all good shit. New law concerning license plate frames. We talked about that earlier. Fuck them. They're doing that to control us. They're trying to create an even deeper police state for us all to live in because they have to keep tabs on all of us. And now they're going to start trying to categorize a list of people who support radical gender ideology as terrorists, and they're going to offer some bounties. Wow. Does that sound like America? Come on. We never have gotten to this 4 beach acres in Destin. That's a big pork barrel spending operation here in Florida that Ronnie DeSantis and the little Republican buddies up there all cock-docking with each other have their fingers into. You know, I went up there once and protested here, it's been about 2 years ago now. I went up there, and they're all a bunch of pussies. They all went in their offices and closed the doors and shit when we're inside. They wouldn't come out and talk to us. They're a bunch of pussies. They don't really want to meet anybody. They just want to create policies that makes people feel good and cater to their bases and rally them up against, you know, the perceived evil of queerness in their communities. We have to stop these queers. They're destroying our children. They're indoctrinating them. Hey kids, let's get in the car and go to church and talk about Jesus. And then after that, we're going to go and we're going to do the after school thing, and you're going to hang out with Pastor Rick, and we're not going to talk about how Pastor Rick touches you in the back room or anything. But gay people are bad. Whoever Pastor Rick is. I picked a name. Not even a real person.
Pastor Rick catching strays.
Yep. But I'm going to leave it there for the night. I'm going to eat some food. I'm going to get some rest. And I'll be back tomorrow, because I'm sure something fucking crazy is going to happen tomorrow morning. So we'll have to talk about that. But please, if you're on here and you're not following us, please follow us. Try to get our affiliate. Trying to get in here. Trying to get some fucking sponsors up in here. Trying to do some shit. I mean, I don't know. I might be a little fucking avant-garde for some people, for lack of a better term. And that's okay. I don't care. I know I'm not for everybody. But here's the thing, right? So we get a lot of followers. We make this a thing. We make this a movement. We get some shit going. And I promise you that if we get some traction, I will do everything I can to further the agenda of the good fight for the working class people of the United States. Vive la revolution. Long live the unions. And long rest the hard broken backs of the meek and the mild working class that are subject to the horrible exploitation of wage slavery by the bourgeoisie. So, hey, thanks for joining us. Some of you are either new or came back. That's great. I want you here. If you please, feel free to chime in. I talk a lot. That's why I do this, because I like to talk a lot. If you like listening to me, great. Give us a little thumbs up. Go like and share stuff. Go check out our YouTube. Get on the YouTube. I'm gonna start doing essays this week. I promise you. I have some time off from other shit. I'm gonna get some essays going. Substack. Get after my Substack, the Ardent Pinko on Substack. Our X. Go over and blow the fucking X up. We can't get no traction there. Elon Musk is a fucking gatekeeping fascist fucking dipshit racist. So do that. Yeah, we know. We talk about it all the time. The revolution has not succeeded yet. We need to do more work. That's what we're doing. We're doing the work right now. This is how we do the work. We do the work through ideas. We win the hearts and minds of the people. That's a really, really, really great place to start. So we win the hearts and minds of people. Get over there. Check out our X. Go blow that shit up. Go paste it everywhere like it's a punk rock sticker that you got at some fucking late night 2 a.m. punk show where everybody drank too much PBR and threw up on your shoes. Go do that shit. And just ban me now. I don't want to try. Oh, wow. This is the space for the fucking outcast. So, if you don't feel wanted in other spaces, this is a good place to to hang out because we are the outcasts. We are the outliers in the bell curve. We are the ones thinking outside of the box, questioning authority. Still alive to this day is rebellion in America against the upper class. It's still alive. It's still here. They can't stomp it out. As a matter of fact, their voices are going to just get louder and louder and louder every single day until finally we're going to have socialized health care. We're going to finally have nutrition for everyone. Isn't that a crazy idea that every human being in America should have nutrition, basic nutritional needs met? That's insane to think that we should need that. Even people who are working class, the working poor, if you will, that the 2.5 kids in the nuclear family with the 2 cisgendered straight parents need assistance with their food because of the huge price gouging. Oh, by the way, thanks Trump for those tariffs. They're really helping us out at the grocery store, by the way, and then everything else that we need to buy. But it's alive here, you know, and if we keep fighting, we're going to get that. We also can have better politicians. You could elect people like me for office. People like me who are passionate and angry and smart and articulate, and I have sales skills, and I can negotiate and argue a point of view. You got people like me in government instead of some crony asswipe that's sucking off corporations. We need to take our government and our democracy back away from the corporations and the bourgeois influence and the robber barons. I'm going to bring that word back. Robber barons. The robber barons of America. Trump, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. The list goes on and on. Yes, the proletariat, the working class. We are the backbone of the economy. We are the gross domestic product. And they refuse to invest back into us. We pay them the taxes and they refuse to give it back to us. Taxation without representation. It's time for us to have our own proverbial tea party as the working class Americans. So I'm going to leave you all with that tonight. It's been a weird day and a weird weekend, so a little more fire tonight than usual, but that's okay. At least, you know, I feel like it went well. You just want to get cucked and you fucking, I don't give away free BDSM, okay? So, essentially...
Take 10 minutes off.
Yeah, there you go. Take 10 minutes off then. Jesus. Jeez, it's pretty bad, you know, when we gotta do this shit. I don't know. I mean, just stick around, see what happens. I got a lot of shit coming. The zine's really interesting. Go read the essay on my Substack. Go read my fucking Substack and like it. I'm a writer. I write. That's what I do. There's a manifesto on the bad naughty word manifesto. There's a manifesto on my Substack written by Phoebe Jackson, my character in my book. Consider it a surname, a pen name, whatever you want, but there's an essay there about capitalism. Go read it. It's great. It's kind of like a neo-Marxist point of view, if you will. So essentially, we're going to call it a night, and we appreciate every single one of you. But before we go, every night I do the same thing. I always give you guys the intro and the outro, and a little bit about this. This is a essentially a cut down version, an annotated version of my music video, The Politician, by me, the Lot Lizards, aka Serafina. That you can actually see the full-length video if you go to my Facebook page, Serafina Evelyn Hicks, and it's pinned in the top, so you can actually watch it there. It's actually a repin because I lost the original one, but it had like 10K views on it or something. I made the video. I wrote the song. I recorded the song. I mastered the song. I performed every single instrument live. It's a live recording, so it's not cut. There's no cut. Those are all every single instrument. Both guitars, bass, and drums are one takes. The vocals is actually probably 3 or 4 takes, but I mixed them together and then created a stereo field with that. And then essentially the entire video, I shot every single bit of the footage myself. I'm the cinematographer, I'm the actress, I'm the musician, the composer, the writer, the video editor, everything. And I did the master, and I did both masters, a whole thing myself, everything myself. So that's where that comes from. And then on top of it, you're going to see some of the artwork from our zine that we put in there, some of the motifing for the channel, and then the beautiful illustrations of my incredible partner that is unworldly talented. You're going to see the red hammer of justice at the end. So that's all in there. Enjoy it. Have a great night. We appreciate you all. Thank you for chiming in. And stay safe, comrades, and keep it going. Keep the revolution going. We're going to get what we want someday. Have a good one.
Yep, that's better.